Good to go.
Well, it
Save
says
up my
that we
notes.
are live, Kayla.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I wasn't even ready.
No, we're
Hi.
live. So we are
Hi,
here
everyone.
on my YouTube channel. So welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is my first time using StreamYard, which is what do you describe it as? Like a
New
website
little
to,
platform. Yeah.
yeah. But I do want to make sure that it's like actually live on my YouTube because
I
it says
see that it's
connected.
live up here. You know what? You want me
Okay.
to pull it up on YouTube? I'll see if we're live.
Well, I want
I,
to look
I
on my
just was on your
phone.
YouTube channel.
Okay, I'm gonna look.
I see it.
Is
It says we're live. Need to
Wait,
pull it up.
what?
We
This is
are. There we
crazy.
are.
Oh my God. Okay, yes, we are live. Wow.
We're
Okay, this
live.
is our first time using StreamYard, first of many. So shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
Kayla for helping me set this up because now I'm so excited to go live and have more images. And it just makes the process a lot easier while doing these recaps to not worry about editing
Mm,
and just be able to show images throughout the live
yeah.
stream. Today, we're only going to show like these background images, but I think just this one image, but I think it's so much more aesthetically pleasing having our names and just having like the format of it. So
Yeah.
thank you, Kayla. Kayla is
You're
a
welcome,
rookie at
darling.
YouTube. She's been doing it for a while on her podcast, her channel, All the Right Reasons. You recap The Bachelor every week. Do you talk other shows too on your channel?
Yeah, we do. Me and my aunt are the co-hosts of the channel, and we talk mainly Bachelor stuff, hence all the right reasons. But we
Mm-hmm.
talk Love is Blind. We've talked like scripted TV, like Queen Charlotte.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we talk about mainly reality TV though. But yeah, we just kind of do our thing. Talk
I
about
mean, I love a
whatever.
good scripted show sometimes, but of course, we're on
Mm-hmm.
Zachary Reality. So we're going to get into some reality. Today, we're going to be chatting about The Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in
Mm-hmm.
Paradise from last week
Mm-hmm.
because I did not talk about it on my channel because I was in Vegas for BravoCon. And we're going to chat a little bit about Dancing with the Stars last night. I can't believe there are only
Mm-hmm.
7 couples left. And then there's 3 people
I
left. So
know.
a lot of these shows are winding down. So I can't wait to get
Mm-hmm.
your takes on everything. For y'all who don't know, me and Kayla used to work together at Shared News. So we've spent a lot of time hosting panels together. And I'm glad that we can continue the relationship, the
I
panelship on
know.
our own channels. I was on yours a couple of months ago. So tell me what's been
Mm-hmm.
going on. How's your fall been?
Yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh, no, I same. I mean, I love that we have stayed connected and we've stayed friends and we'll text every now and then. It's just like my fave. But yeah, it's been a great fall so far. I can't believe the year's almost wrapping up. But yeah, we've just on our channel, we've been keeping up with Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise has been crazy. I can't wait to talk about it with you.
Mhm.
But yeah, we also both of us do music, so we've just been really busy with that. Just creative stuff, just being super productive all around. But yeah, for me personally too, I am moving out of my,
Where?
family home, moving to
Okay.
Nashville out on my own, for
No
music.
way.
So,
Did you find a spot?
yeah, I did. I did so fast. It was like everything just fell into place so perfectly. So it just was like, okay, this is the right time. So, yep. It's
Wow.
been
I'm
it's been
so
amazing.
excited for you. I've never been to
Thank
Nashville, so I'm
you.
totally gonna invite
You
myself
have
to
to
visit.
come. No, seriously, you have
Okay.
to come. Such a big
Say less.
Bachelor world too. Caitlin Bristow's out there, Hannah Brown's out there, podcast
Okay.
world out there is big. So
Yeah,
might be
and I
worth
know
a
you're
trip.
into music, but you don't do country music too, and you
Absolutely.
just dropped an EP, so tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yes, my very first EP, it's called A Shot in the Dark. And it basically kind of the through line of it is just yeah, me stepping out again to kind of put myself out there in music. Every song kind of relates to that of like putting yourself out there, whether it's a relationship or kind of like expressing yourself or like believing in yourself and your dreams. But I think every song also has a different kind of vibe, but it all feels like me. And I think there's a song that everyone would love um,
Mhm.
on the project. And I'm really proud of it just because, I've been doing music for like 7, 8 years now. And I've tried like 3 times before this to put out a full project. And honestly, it just failed every time, if I'm going to be frank. Just because
Mhm.
working with the wrong people or just it was the wrong time. I wasn't ready. So for everything to fall into place so well, I'm just like really proud. And I think it's really good. There's 2 songs that I think are like probably the best I've ever done, called Too Much and Matter.
Mhm.
But honestly, all 5 of them are like so good, and yeah, I would love for everyone to just go take a listen, and I think it'll really
And
inspire people
where do
too.
we get Kayla Thompson, Spotify,
Oh my
Apple?
gosh, yes. You can get it on anywhere you listen to music, all streaming platforms, Kayla Thompson, just my name, and you'll see it right up there, A Shot in the Dark. So,
Okay, I
yeah.
love it. Everybody go check it out. You're such a fabulous singer, so I'm excited to check it
Thank
out as
you.
well.
Yeah, I
Um,
wanna know your thoughts.
I will. Let's talk about the Golden Bachelor first because
Cool.
this is why everyone is here. I can't believe the Women
I
Tell All
know.
is tomorrow. The Golden Women Tell All. I am so
I
beyond
know.
excited. But last week we did end off on such a cliffhanger after hometowns. We had Teresa, we had Faith, and we had
Mhm.
Leslie, and we saw that Leslie got a rose, but then they cut it off. And now I guess we're just gonna have to wonder, or maybe
Yeah.
on tomorrow's episode, do you think they'll show one of them getting eliminated in the first few minutes and then showing up to the
I
tell
do.
all? Okay.
I do. I think it's gonna be I can't remember what season it was where they did that, where it was like they showed at the beginning of the tell all the rest of, the eliminations and then
Mhm.
went into the tell all so that the person who just got eliminated was like fresh off. It kind of felt like, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I know who it is. I feel like we all know who it
We
is.
do know, but I put up
We
yesterday, I'm like, it's
know.
gotta be Teresa. Like, of
It's
course it's
gotta be
Teresa.
Teresa, Zach.
But
It's gotta be
there are
Teresa.
some people saying that it's not Teresa and that they think it's Faith because
Oh.
of the long distance factor that Faith expressed this episode where she doesn't want to leave Washington. I don't know if Gary wants to leave his house in Indiana. Could they make a long distance relationship work if neither of them is willing to
Mhm.
move? But they also said they were going to
Mhm.
figure it out. They could live in two different places for a while before they figure it out. This was a shocking
Yeah.
roadblock, I think, with Faith, which really made was a shocker because I always thought she was a front runner. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting different perspective because like for me it didn't the discrepancy of the living situation didn't hit as hard for me. I my takeaway
Mhm.
was just like, yo, Faith is the one to me. Like
Yeah.
Faith is like the front runner. Just because of the love, the expression of love that they had, it was like huge. I think to me that kind of like overtook like anything else in terms of like yeah, them moving and things like that. And I think Gary, I expect him to keep Faith around for them to figure it out and not just cut her just because of that. Whereas
Mhm.
Teresa, I think we know we just it's pretty obvious. Like it kind of took him a lot to even realize that he maybe does love her. It was just more of like question marks just in their relationship rather than the moving piece, which I think is a problem for anybody.
Yeah, well,
Not just Faith.
Teresa was saying that, she
Yeah.
goes to her grandchildren's house every day. She's really close with her
Yeah.
daughter. Like she might not necessarily want to leave New
Exactly.
Jersey, but
Yeah.
I just felt like watching Teresa's hometown date, I just felt like he was holding back a lot. He didn't tell
Totally.
her that he was falling for her, that he loved her, but I did notice he said that to Faith and to Leslie. So it just seems like their
Mhm.
connection is a little bit farther along. I guess with
Mhm.
Teresa, it's not that she like wants him so bad. There are some comments saying that she might be throwing herself at him a little bit. She did have some Kathy drama this season. Where do you kind of stand on the Teresa of it all? Do you think she's a
Mhm.
villain if there is one?
No, 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 no. I don't think she's a villain. I think she's kinda like she's just everyone knows a Teresa. You know what I mean? It's just
Mhm.
like
Everyone
she
knows a
really means
Teresa.
well. She's so sweet, but she's just so like in the clouds, kind of like in her own world that she doesn't realize when she's kind of like stepping out of bounds a little bit, and I think that was just an
Mhm.
isolated thing with Kathy, but honestly, this week, their hometown really showed me she's actually so sweet, and
She is.
she's so, like she's an angel, like, she couldn't hurt a fly, honestly, but I think, Teresa does I wouldn't say she forces anything with Gary, I think she just, like she tries to, like, manifest things, so she's just like, "I can't wait for him to tell me that he is in love with
Mhm.
me," or, like, when we move or when we're together, when we she just kind of speaks it so it feels like, okay, hold on, Teresa, like that's not actually you don't know if that's happening for sure, but I think she
Mhm.
just wants to like assure herself. So I think that'll honestly lead to a big heartbreak for her, which will be tough.
Whoever gets sent home is gonna be heartbroken. I kind of
Mm.
think that like if anyone's gonna be okay, it's gonna be Faith. This week definitely made me look at Faith differently. Like she might be able to be okay, where I feel like Teresa and Leslie would be much more devastated. Time is gonna tell. I
Ooh,
do know that they are casting for they're casting men. So
Bachelorette?
there is a golden bachelorette in the works, and it is
Love
possible that
that.
one of these three women could be up for the gig, or potentially Ellen, or potentially Joan. We'll kind of see where we're at with the Women Tell All tomorrow. But let's talk a little bit
Yeah.
about Leslie, because she is from Minnesota. So she has actually connected with our former bachelorette, Michelle.
Mhm.
Leslie, she's great. She got the first rose. So we know she's going to make it to the final two. I think her and Gary have a really great connection. Do you think that they could last? Do you think that she could get proposed to by him?
I think that she could get proposed to by him. Definitely. Do I think the last I kind of have a little bit of like a hot take about Leslie. I think that Leslie
Do tell.
I don't think she's the right choice. I don't think like I think their connection is a little like trauma bondy to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like just genuine through and through, like we're just good for each other, it's smooth sailing, we just get each other. Like I'm not saying there's none of that, but I just feel like with Leslie there's just so many like it's so much more about like Gary being opposite of all her negative experiences rather than like wow this is such a positive experience. Does that make sense? Like I just think
Mm-hmm.
she's has more healing to do, and I'm just worried that like that's gonna kind of like seep in and not be the best situation. So I don't know. My opinion, I still am like team Faith.
You
Leslie's
think
a
Faith?
great woman, but I think Faith, it just was like, I mean, Zach, come on. That confession of love was iconic. And it was just so
Yeah.
telling. Like it was so beautiful, it was so pure. Whereas with Leslie, I just feel like there's this other shoe that I'm scared is gonna drop. And I just for the
Mm-hmm.
first Golden Bachelor, I want it to be like they're gonna last forever.
I
And I
hope
don't know.
so.
Leslie gives me pause.
Well, Leslie could be the Golden Bachelorette, because, sometimes whoever's the most heartbroken at the end gets
Yeah.
that title. So I'm into that. I'm into him picking Faith. I always thought it was going to be Faith, but just this week at
Okay.
Hometowns with the whole like moving situation, that just made me
Yeah.
feel a
Threw you off.
little worried for their relationship. And then just
Mhm.
like I get everyone on Twitter is like saying that Teresa could end up like surprising us, and that the editing maybe threw us off, because why would, like, it just seems so obvious it was going to be Teresa. So it just felt like there was no reason for a climax at the end, because they had the
Mm,
time. If he didn't have that meltdown
yeah,
at the end, they could have sent someone home in those last 4 minutes. So I don't know if they
totally.
just kind of wanted it to be a little
I
build
think
up
they
for
wanted
next
to,
week.
like, build I think they wanted to add, like, an extra pump like, for the lot
Hmm.
for the women tell-all. Like, I think they wanted
Yeah.
to, like, build that up so because I feel like Teresa's gonna be like, "You led me on." I don't know, I feel like she's gonna kinda pull
Mhm.
that card, and I think to bridge that directly to tell-all is kinda like a good
Yeah.
producer move, in my opinion,
It
for
keeps us,
TV.
like, invested, but the
Yeah.
tell-all tomorrow is gonna be so much fun to have everyone
Yeah.
back for the first time. We'll have Kathy, we'll have, Joan, we'll have Susan, Sandra, Ellen. Who were some of your
April,
standout
oh my
April,
gosh, I
who are
need
some of
my
your favorites
queen,
from this
April. I
season?
want that calendar. I want the April
Oh,
calendar of
yeah.
just all April. Like,
Mm.
I want her I need
Okay.
her on my screen at all times. I don't know if I need at least a podcast from her or something. I just feel like she's just like such a character. But no, loved April, loved Susan and Sandra. Those were like my favorite three. I really liked Ellen as well. Actually, before Faith, Ellen was my pick. So
Same.
I love those four. Yeah.
Maybe they'll do a Golden Girls podcast and get some of them together, but tomorrow's gonna be
Golden
fun.
Girls. Perfect
Mhm.
title. Love that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
well, time will tell. I mean, I hope that he finds love. I hope he gets engaged. I think that there was a meltdown being teased. There always is a meltdown by the lead. So
Of
the
course.
next couple of weeks are going to be intense. It'll be a 2-hour finale, and we'll see if he sleeps with them in the fantasy suites. We'll see if he gets down on one knee. Neil Lane, where you at? But I'm definitely loving this season. And I know you break down the Golden Bachelor every week on your channel. So once again,
Yeah.
everybody, make sure to subscribe to All the Right Reasons on YouTube. Let's move over
Let's do
to
it.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, Lordy.
Okay, well, I just watched it yesterday because, like I said, I
Mhm.
was at BravoCon in Vegas this weekend, so I have so much
Mhm.
TV to catch up on. I
I
thought
know.
that it was interesting seeing another new arrival. We had Genevieve arrive, and then we had a new girl, Becca, and
Mhm.
it's at the point where some of these girls were eliminated so early on during Zach's season that we don't even know much about them. I didn't even know who Becca was. I didn't know who that girl Sam was from
I had
Canada.
no idea.
Um, but there's still some new arrivals coming, and I know Jordan V is going to
Mhm.
come probably next week. Charity just got here. Katie Thurston is yet to come. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Mhm.
I think we need to kind
Mhm.
of start with the Aaron B, Eliza, and Charity of it all,
Okay.
and Kat,
Okay.
because we talked about this last year a little bit with Eliza. So my first thought was like,
Mhm.
I was frustrated to see her back because of how frustrating she was to watch last year. She couldn't make up her mind. The camera crew
Mhm.
followed her to Baltimore. Now we're back in another situation where Eliza's been pretty mellow this season.
Yeah.
She's just finding out some red flags about Aaron B. Did you think it was fair for Kat to bring that up to Eliza at the time she did?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you know how this show works, Zach. Like,
Mhm.
that was a producer move. Like, they told Kat to not tell Eliza to wait because
Mm.
they knew when Charity was gonna fly in. You know what I'm
They knew
saying?
her
Like,
schedule.
it was way too perfect for Charity to come like that night. Like, come on. Like, they set that up. So I think they
But
kind
Kat
of
took
like,
the bait. So are you mad at Kat for doing that?
yeah, Zach, Cat. Don't even ask me about how I think about
Or is she
Cat.
just
That's a
doing her
whole other.
job?
We gotta get there when we get
Kayla,
there.
you
No, I
just
think it was just
paused.
kind of.
You're
Oh,
back
did I
now.
pause? Okay,
Yeah, but you're
sorry.
back.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not mad at Cat. Honestly, in the whole thing, I feel like Aaron kind of flubbed a little bit because like, in reality, the issue's not really that big of an issue, and I don't even think Charity is actually making it a huge issue.
Well, we don't
It
know
was just
yet because
because Eliza brought it up, but, like, she wasn't gonna bring it up unless Eliza asked her. Um, and I think that Aaron just made it seem like, "Okay, well, why are you getting so flustered and kinda, like, scramble mode?" Like, as a viewer, I was kinda like, what what's going on? Why are you getting nervous? If there's no reason to be nervous, then you shouldn't be nervous." Like,
yeah.
so if he had just made it clear, like, "Oh, girl, no, that wasn't even a thing. Okay, this is what happened. Don't even worry about it." If he had kind of had that energy, it probably would be fine. But
Yeah,
that's
he was
kind of
so
my
worried
take.
about his reputation, and he
Mhm.
asked Kat about it, and Kat was like, "What reputation? The only person I told this to was the girl you're dating, Eliza. None of the other girls know about this." And Aaron he
Yeah,
was scrambling. He was worried about how
he was
this was going to
scrambling.
look. I feel like, and then he
Mhm.
was over explaining himself to Eliza. So I understand that he was blindsided and that he was flustered.
Yeah.
But I also
Mhm.
think that, like, I agree with your point. Like, if there's nothing to be nervous about, then there's nothing to be nervous about. So
Right.
we'll see we'll see what happens when Charity comes. I definitely think the conversation between Eliza and Charity will be interesting, and then the conversation between Charity and Aaron B will be interesting as well if they continue to
Mhm.
talk. But either way, my opinion is that Eliza and Aaron B are never going to work out anyway. I don't think Eliza is. I don't think Eliza is ready to settle down. She's talking about going to Germany. She still feels like a fairy to me,
Mm.
where she just kind of wants to flock and she's not maybe
Float
ready for a
around.
serious commitment. And then I just think Aaron B
Yeah.
is not ready for a serious committed relationship yet. I think he still has some growing to do.
I agree. I agree. I don't really see it between them. I don't see any chemistry.
Me
I
neither.
think that Eliza is kind of like like, I like Aaron. He's a nice guy and he treats me nice and I like him. So she's like, and she's kind of on I'm not trying to ruffle any more of the feathers of the fans because last
Yeah.
year it
She
was a bad
ruffled
experience. So
me.
I feel like she's trying to kind of go with it, but I don't think they'll last either. I don't see it.
Okay, well, time will tell. And I got to plug my interview with Aaron Clancy. I just had him on my channel, my podcast last week. He
Really?
is really good friends with Aaron B. So
Right.
he did
Right.
weigh in a little bit on Aaron B and Eliza. He couldn't say much because obviously the season's still playing out, but I feel
Mhm.
like I was able to pick up some things that he was saying. So
Hmm,
definitely check out
gotta
that
go watch
that
that. interview.
Yeah, and he also said that he would be down to come to Paradise next season as a lifeguard.
Really?
As a
As a
lifeguard.
lifeguard. Because I was like, he has a girlfriend, right? That makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah, he
He's
has a
funny.
girlfriend, so he told us about that. But let's talk about some
Cool.
other couples. Let's get into Jess and Blake. They are not
Okay.
into each other. I feel like they like and respect I feel like they like and
Uh,
respect each other. They know it's a friendship, but they like wanted to stay on the show. And I feel like Jess was like waiting for an opportunity to go for who she really wanted to go for, which was
mm,
Tanner, which was Tyler. And it's almost like Jess was, like she said, she was putting her friends first. So my
mhm,
first question for you is, what were your thoughts on Jess going for Tyler? And we didn't see a conversation with Mercedes. So do you think that is going to affect
mm.
their friendship in any way?
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, yeah, Jess is interesting. She's been interesting to
Hmm.
watch. I think that her going for Tyler was something that she should have done earlier. I think, I would like to assume that she talked to Mercedes. I feel like Mercedes didn't look like she would be aloof about that. If anyone that would kind of have gripes about not speaking to Mercedes, it would be more Tyler than anything, because I think they need to kind of like figure out where they're at. Because it was kind
Hmm.
of weird, like Tyler being like, "Oh, Mercedes is my girl, but I want to kiss Jess," is kind of giving like, I feel like there's a little bit of a red flag. It'd be one thing if he was like, "Oh my god, I just love talking to Jess. We just get along so well. I'm really interested in her," but it was almost just like she's just so beautiful and like I just want to kiss her right now, kind of thing. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I didn't really feel on Tyler's end. I was kind of like, but on Jess's end, I was like, I get it. She wants to explore. I would
And
hope that she
sometimes
talked to
you
Mercedes,
gotta
but I don't
sometimes
know.
you just gotta go for it and not care about your
Yeah, which
friends. I
I
mean, some of these girls
understand.
are close, but it's also just like it's paradise. So kiss everyone you
Yeah,
want to kiss, and that's what you're there to do, which is why I do
right.
respect Kat, who goes after what she wants. However, she's also has a weird approach.
Okay.
So Blake did go on the date with Genevieve. They had a good time. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with Blake and Jess when they come back. I think they're gonna
Mhm.
break up. Do you think they're gonna break up too?
I hope that they break up. I think
Me
that Blake
too.
and Jess are like just too nice. Like they're too much alike. Like I think Jess is very passive, but she's also really young, so she's kind of also just doesn't know what she wants. Whereas Blake is not necessarily passive, but he's just so nice that he's just like doing the right thing all the time instead of just being like, this is just not going to work. Because if y'all were really that into each other, this wouldn't be happening. But Jess has had 10 days to figure out if she likes Blake enough, and she don't.
There's no
So it's just
passion
like,
between them.
so just end
There's
it. And I think
nothing.
honestly, the date with Genevieve, I was like, oh, there we go, chemistry. I did not
Mhm.
see any chemistry with him and Jess. So I'm just hoping that he
Never.
actually cuts ties with Jess, even though it's been such a long time. He can kind of
Yeah.
let that go and actually explore something where I think there's a lot more there with Jen. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that he does.
Yeah, and you can't help but wonder that sometimes some of these people just wanna stay on TV for as long as possible, and if there's a
Gotta
safe
make that
person you can
check.
couple up with, yeah, make that check, get those
I get it.
followers, but,
Mm-hmm.
don't mess with people's feelings. Let's move on to
Sure.
Kat and her relationship.
Okay.
Um, Celeste is here in the live chats. I can finally see them. So,
Hi,
hi, Celeste. She says,
Celeste.
"Hi, Kayla." She said,
Hi.
"Will you be tuning into the CMA awards tonight? I'm a huge fan of Luke Bryan."
Ooh, I actually never seen it, but I randomly saw a commercial and I was like, I think I might actually watch this
Well,
because
Gary is
I
gonna be
always hear good things.
presenting The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, yeah.
Had no idea. Yeah, I might check it
Mhm.
out.
Yeah. Okay, so Kat,
Mhm.
she's going for John Henry. Okay, so her and
Mhm.
Brayden didn't work out, fine. Her and Tanner didn't work out. I think he scared her off. But her and John Henry, what do you think about her going for him so hard in regards to, is she stepping on Olivia's toes? Is she trying to just to get a
Is.
rose? Uh, What do you
Yeah,
think?
she is. Yeah, I mean, I think like, hey, on the basis level, it's paradise. Everyone should be dating each other, right? But I think we all have it's 9 seasons of this now. Like there's a tact about it that you go about. There's a way that you go about it to respect each other. So to hear out of her mouth, yeah, I know that Olivia and John Henry, but I just don't care. Is kind of like, oh, okay, the respect is just like clearly not there. We've seen a lot of like for me, hypocrisy with with Kat,
Yeah.
of like you doing the same thing with Braden that Tanner did to you, but if Tanner does it to you, oh no, it's like someone is committing a sin. It's just kind of like Kat. I just don't really get her. With John Henry, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's about staying because I think it wasn't even really her; it was more Kylie that kind of put the
Mm.
idea in her head, and she was just
And
like,
that was kind of the thing on Twitter where Olivia called out Kylie for encouraging Kat to go for it,
"Ooh,
and then
baby."
Kat was like, "I'm not really friends with you. It's her decision, right?" So I didn't think Kylie did anything wrong because it's Kat's decision at the end of the day.
Okay, I hear you. I don't think Kylie did anything egregiously wrong, but my issue with Kylie and Kat is just like you're vocalizing your awareness of you like dismissing someone's feelings when you could just be respectful and just be like, "Hey, I like John Henry too. I'm gonna talk to him. Hope that's cool." But to hear like, yeah, how's that really going with Livia? I know that's kind of a thing, but what do you think about Kat? It's just like it gave like
Mm.
high school, like Mean Girl. So I kind of got Olivia's point, and I feel like of the Twitter of it all, Kylie, the comments, and then Avon, the comments, they
I
kind of
didn't
made
think
themselves
Kylie
look
see,
worse.
I mean, Avon definitely made himself look
Not a good
bad,
look.
but I don't think that Kylie did anything wrong. It's paradise. Like, go for the
Yeah.
that's her best friend. She wants her best friend to find someone before she leaves. Give it one last shot. How long have Olivia and John Henry been
But
dating?
Zach,
Are they even close with Olivia? This is a TV show to date people.
sure. But
Sure they
Zach,
could have, but they could have been extra nice and been like, Go.
if somebody did that, if somebody had tried to come in on Avon, Kylie would be screaming from the rooftops. She would be pissed
But that's
if this was
different.
the role. No, it's literally the same. It's the same
Kylie and
difference.
are a day one couple. Olivia and John Henry just met 2 days ago.
Yeah, but they had I don't really know. I mean, I think John Henry came in, gave the date to Olivia. They were pretty much not interested in anyone else after that. That was a done deal. So everyone knew that they really liked each other, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. I just was kind of like, it just wasn't cool. I think they just made themselves look worse by like doubling down and then kind of like talking down on Olivia with like the
Yeah,
night
oh,
one
for
thing. Well, that was
sure.
mainly Avon of like the night one thing. Like, first of
It's like,
all,
tell me you and Kylie are together without telling me you and Kylie are still
yeah,
together.
that part, that part. But I'm just kind of like, guys, no, if I threw 10 rocks outside and hit 10 people, maybe one of them would know anything about even the show you guys are on, let alone your name. Like, it's just like, relax. The screen time
Yeah.
thing is just like, it's a
Yes.
bit like, it's just a little immature and just kind of not cool. But I mean, I don't know. I think Kat just like has shown, other than just this isolated situation, she's a very self-centered person, and to the point of like delusional. Cause Zach being mad at Olivia because she's kissing the guy that she's been like coupled up with for days is crazy. I was like, why is she mad? Like, that's her guy. Like, what do you mean?
Mhm.
You're the one who's like trying to break them up, and you're like calling her like, oh, she's so possessive. I'm like, none of my friends would do that. I'm like, you're not friend. Wait, you just said you don't even care about her feelings. It's
Mhm.
she is like, I'm like,
Kat
either
has a
she's an
lot to answer
actor
to.
or Kat is something. I hope she goes and figures out if she's okay. Cause I'm really just like, oh,
Well,
sorry.
listen, I'm sure she's a sweet girl. I know she
I
just
hope
did the
so.
Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, so I'm
Did
interested
she?
to check that out, to hear if she can kind of explain some of her actions. Because, like you said, this is not an isolated incident. Kat has been having issues with at least 1 to 2 people per episode. Like every week, she's feuding with
Every
someone new.
week.
So I think she has a lot to answer to at the
Yeah.
reunion. She's
Yeah.
definitely um, she's just not caring about anyone else's feelings besides her own, and she's
Herself.
stirring the pot, and she's just very, immature and a little
Mhm.
crazy. Um, so I think it's up to John
Yeah.
Henry who he wants to date. John Henry
Mhm.
obviously talked to Tanner. John Henry
Mhm.
has been around the beach for a few days. If John Henry wants to give Kat a chance to get to know her for her and pick her over Olivia, then that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's up to him. She's making it known that she is interested. It seems like this is her last attempt to find love on the beach. Um, And
See, I just don't even know if she wants to find love. I think Kat just wants to stay on the show.
she just
And
wants
I
to be
don't think
with
there's
someone.
anything wrong with that. I just think she just wants to stay as long as she can,
Well, time will
which is
tell.
fine.
I love Olivia. I think she's so funny in her
She's
confessionals. I think
hilarious.
she's doing a really good job narrating the season and keeping it positive and just kind of calling out all the BS. So I appreciate her, and I think she might need to be a little bit more aggressive with her
Mm,
man, if that's her
I think
man.
so too.
So time will tell. And let's talk about Rachel and Brayden.
Okay.
So Brayden just went on a date with the new girl Becca. See,
Mhm.
Rachel was giving interesting energy because she was like, "You don't even have to ask me, just go on the date." And then 5 minutes later, she's like, "I can't believe he went on the date. We just went on one yesterday." So it's like, pick a lane, Rachel. You can't be the cool girl to the man you're dating and then tell all your friends how upset you are, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? A, a year ago, I would have been completely like, Rachel, get it together. But I actually am like, I don't think it's about Brayden. I think Rachel is just like what she said to Mercedes, I think. She's like, I'm just tired. Like, I want someone to just want to hang out with me. I'm just tired of begging someone to just like me. I think it's about that for her. I think when she said to Brayden, no, it's cool. You don't have to apologize. We had one date. That was real. But I think as she sat with it, she's like, yo, it's kind of crazy. Like, we did go out. And then the next day he's just gone. Like, I don't think it's like Brayden did anything wrong. I think she's just frustrated with like no one really like feeling passionately for her, which is
It's
why I'm like,
interesting. Yeah.
bring Jordan V down the beach. Bring him
He's
down the
coming.
stairs because he has been gaga over her since her season. And I need her to
He's
not fumble this
coming.
bag when he comes down. But
Well,
yeah, I
she
think,
probably will. But I think maybe she expected
I
as a former bachelorette to have all these guys,
and
into
I
her, but
expected the
also like
same.
these guys are not as hot like as the guys from your season. I mean, a few of
Mm,
the guys from her season are there. I'm still
they're there.
frustrated that the show completely glazed over the fact that Avon and Rachel
I
almost got
know.
engaged. They can address the Tyler of it
He
all.
was
They'll
her
address the
final
Jordan
two.
V. I guess they just moved on IRL, so it's just not relevant, but it's still like for the
Yeah.
viewer, like there could have been a
Yeah.
conversation.
Totally agree. Yeah, it's weird, but
So also like
I'm
with
just
Brayden
excited
and
for Jordan V.
Rachel,
I don't
me
know.
too. With
I
Brayden
just
and
keep
Rachel, I
thinking
felt
about
like they
him.
had so much fun, right? They had
Mhm.
so much chemistry. I do think
Yeah.
maybe some of that was bonding over what had happened, the
Yep.
situation with Kat and with Sean.
Yeah.
So once that kind of fizzled out and Sean left, Celeste says Brayden and Rachel were great together. I can't believe he went out with someone else. I mean, if the date was,
Mm,
if he was really all in on Rachel, he would have said no. But I think he just isn't ready to commit to her after one date or 2 days.
yeah.
So he wants to kind of give Paradise a try. I mean, Becca's asking him out. It's hard to say no when someone asks you out on a
It's
date and
hard
you
to
want to
say no.
explore.
Yeah. But I think he genuinely was, like, more attracted to Becca. Not that Rachel is gorgeous, but I think, like, he
Mhm.
just was instantly more attracted to her. Because think about it, like, Brayden and Rachel had been around each other for, like, days before they decided to give it a shot, and that wasn't
Mhm.
on their radar to, like, go after it with each other. So I wasn't actually that surprised, and I didn't really feel that much chemistry. I saw them having a good time and being surprised by, like, the click that they had, but
Mhm.
I don't know, I wasn't like, when Brayden kinda said, "I'm looking for more than just a summer fling," it kinda confirmed it for me that that's what it was. That kinda was what the vibe was between them, like, it wasn't that
Mhm.
deep. So
Yeah.
and I don't think it was that deep for Rachel. I think she's just like, "I just want something legit." Like, I just want someone who just, like, sticks it out with me and actually likes me a lot. So
Yeah.
again, Jordan B.
Jordan V, where you at? Well, time will
Mhm.
tell. I mean,
We'll see.
Paradise, we do have a few weeks left, and there
Mhm.
are some solid couples. I guess there'll be a couple more new arrivals. There's Tanner and Davia. There's Rachel and maybe Brayden. I wish that the show ended on a rose ceremony each week, and it's so confusing when they just end it not on it.
'Cause I
It's
don't
like
know where
somebody
we're
needs to
at.
go home.
Where are we?
Oh, uh-oh. Okay, so she says
Uh-oh.
Kayla is very biased on the Kat Olivia case.
Oh, I have to
Well, I don't know if
answer
you're
for
biased.
myself.
Well,
I
you're
wouldn't
not
be like, what am I
biased.
biased about? Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
she's
that's just
saying
my opinion.
She says Kayla be objective. You can't be biased if you don't know them.
Yeah, it's okay for Jess, but not Kat. It's okay for Jess to do what?
To
I'm
go for
confused.
Tyler when she's friends with Mercedes.
Oh, I see what she's saying. I see what she's saying. Yeah, I mean, I think like the my problem is that Kat is like what I was saying earlier. It's
It's
not an
just not an
isolated
isolated
situation.
incident. Okay.
There's been a lot of like instances of you being I think actually Jess has shown the opposite of like the reason why it's taking her so long to
Hmm.
even show interest in Tyler is because she's really, concerned about her friends.
Yeah.
Whereas Kat is just instantly like, "Oh, I don't care," which I think
She's only
shows her
concerned about
character.
herself.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I hear what she's saying though. I get her point.
Okay. Kylie and Avon are so cute. I mean, they are cute. We're
Eh.
not seeing much of them, which Avon's been complaining
Yeah, I
about
was
on
gonna say
Twitter.
who do you even like this season? Like, what couples are you like into? Are you into anybody?
No.
Not into anybody.
Kayla, this season compared to last season and this, like,
Last
it's
season,
just,
it's just not. But you know
it's
what
hard
though?
when it's
In
on,
terms
it's hard when it's on
of,
once a week. I need to binge something.
you need it more than once. I'm cool with it being once. I think to me, I said this to my aunt on our pod. I was like, I think production wise, they've done actually pretty good. Like, it doesn't feel like the producers are too like involved in terms of making it like miserable to create drama. I think they've done a good job of letting things happen naturally. But what I want them to do better next time is like knowing the cast you have and like setting up couples a little bit better and sooner. Like to me, waiting this long to bring Jordan down doesn't really make sense for Rachel.
Well,
Waiting this long.
it's the final prayer. It's the Michael and Danielle
I
effect.
get
It's when you
that.
need it. Rachel's got to date a little bit before they could go. I agree. I do agree with this comment. Anyone can go for anyone. Nobody owes anyone anything. And I think that's what's made this a good discussion, Kayla, is that we can
Mm,
disagree a little bit because I do think
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
it's paradise. Just go for what you want to go for. Don't step on your best friend's toes. Don't, maybe
Mhm.
be, there are certain people like Kat who could maybe be a little bit more respectful while they're doing it. But I also think that you
Yeah,
have such a
that's just my
limited time
problem.
here and you just got to
No,
kind of
I
go for
think
what you
I
can.
think yeah, just to defend my little take, I'm not saying that
Yeah,
Kat is wrong for going after John Henry, period. I just think the way she goes about things is disrespectful. I think that that's still the case.
that's fair.
And I think she likes to go on the ITM and kind of call people out on their character, like things like she's so possessive is like crazy to say. Like Olivia's not being possessive, like
It's
or
projecting.
calling
Kat's
Tanner an
being
F
possessive.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, like or
isn't fair
calling Tanner an
either.
F boy. It's like that's not what's happening. She goes too far. That's my
She
problem. But
does.
I do
That's
agree. No
fair.
one owes anybody anything. I agree with that point.
That's
Yeah.
totally fair. Well, I'm excited to see what happens. And I mean, a
Me
rose
too.
ceremony would be great. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about Dancing with the Stars before
Okay.
we wrap things up. We're down to 7 couples left. So
Can't
last
believe.
night's elimination was super shocking. Lele Pons was eliminated with her partner Brandon, and there was a lot of backlash. A lot of fans were a little upset because she's
Mhm.
done such a good job. It was just a little shocking. And one of the things I saw people saying online is that because she has such a good following, she got like 50 million followers. You would think that she would get
Mhm.
more votes. But then some
Mhm.
of the comments were saying her followers are international, they're not US based. And, the judges, do their
Oh.
votes even matter anymore? Is it truly about the fan votes? So, what was your reaction to Lele getting eliminated?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked. I just knew it was gonna be Barry or Harry going. At this point, I didn't expect Harry to go next, but because his fans are keeping him around. So yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I think this thought just popped into my head, and I don't know how I feel totally, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know if the fan votes, I don't know how great those are anymore. I think it should just be based off of like
The judges?
the judge. I don't know. It's tough to say that though, because people like Harry, I get why people want to keep seeing him, but it's kind of crazy that he's staying over Lele. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. I love Harry. Trust
It's the
me. I've been
votes. It's
loving
the
Harry
fan
and
votes.
Riley, but I'm just kind of like, that's where it gets a little unfair. It's like Lele is just, period, a good, better dancer. But yeah, I don't know. I get the international thing. That definitely answers a lot of my confusion.
See, it's not all about dancing. It truly is about fan votes sometimes. Like for a lot of
True.
this competition, and Harry and Riley have
Hmm.
captivated Dancing with the Stars fans on social
They
media. They
have.
are
They're
so
so
much fun to
cute.
watch. Celeste
Yeah.
says Charity made it next week. She nailed it on the head. So I'm totally rooting for my girl Charity. I'm also rooting for Ariana
Absolutely.
from Vanderpump. I think
Yeah.
Sochi and Val will make top 4, and then Jason
Mhm.
and Daniela. And that's my predictions. Harry is getting the Vinny edit to me. Remember when everyone was like, Vinny's still here? That is what
Yeah.
Harry's giving. It's always the hot
Yeah.
guy who's a reality star that just gets so much
Yep.
press because they're like dating everyone. Not actually. That keeps them
Right.
relevant and keeps the numbers and keeps people tuning in. And I think that is one of the reasons why Harry has lasted so long, is because he's good at keeping people intrigued on what he's going to do
Mm.
next. What
Yeah.
is your predictions for top 4 or top 3?
Yeah, I mean, well, just on the Harry piece real quick, I wanted to
Yeah.
add, I agree, because I think Harry's an interesting person on this show because it's like, why is
Mhm.
he still here? I think it's like what you said. I think it's his chemistry with Riley, and then I think also he's actually shown such a complete different side of himself than on like Too
Mhm.
Hot to Handle. Like I was like, oh, he's like an emotional person. He's very like vulnerable. And I think watching him, like, slowly break out of his fear and his shell of doing something he's like I mean, come on, guys, to be honest, he's not good at dancing naturally, you know? It's like it's really endearing to watch, and you kinda wanna
Mhm.
just see him get better and, like, not even just get better, but, like, just let go. I think that's what I've been wanting, and I saw that this week with Harry, so I was proud of him. But yeah, my final 4, Charity for sure, although Charity's
Yeah.
slipping for me a little bit. Like, I love her,
I
but
love
I
her.
think she has to kinda like Harry, like, let go and stop trying to be perfect all the time, and I just want her to, like, perform. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
But yeah,
She's got to
Charity,
listen,
Zochi.
she's got to get the home stretch. She
Yeah, she
might have
needs to
fell a
kind
little
of
bit. She's
turn the
still in it.
bend now.
She's still in it. The
Yeah.
competition's getting harder each week. She still has a
Mhm.
chance. Okay,
See,
so
what Zochi
Charity.
and Jason give me Zochi and Jason are
Mhm.
my final 2, because Zochi and
Wow.
Jason give me, like, technicality, rhythm, like, musicality, and, like, they perform, like, they're in the they're, like, in it. They're giving me character. They're giving me that extra bit of pizzazz that's like, "You're a winner." Ariana is,
Mhm.
like, right there. She's just a huge surprise. I didn't expect her to be so good, but yeah, those are my final 4, same as you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
I
I'm
think
excited to
Zochi
see what
might
happens
win.
with that. It's going to be interesting. I think it's a little too soon to tell exactly
That's
who will
true.
win.
I agree. I
Um, I
agree.
think I think as we get to the final stages, I'm gonna go for Ariana. That's who I'm gonna be rooting
Okay.
for.
Yeah.
She's had a really difficult year, and I think she
Yeah.
deserves this, and she's worked for it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about other shows, but I'm just curious before I let you go, what
Okay.
else you're watching right now? Because I'm watching House of Villains, I'm watching Real Housewives
Mm.
of Salt Lake City, I'm
Okay.
watching um, what else am I watching?
You
Love
watch
Island Games. I
a
need to
lot.
start
You keep
that.
up with so much.
I know.
Yeah, okay, I also need to start Love Island Games. Haven't started that. Just got into Love Island this summer. So, I'm a
Okay.
huge fan now. So, Love Island Games gonna start that immediately because I'm already like 5 episodes
Mm,
behind. I've been watching F Boy Island,
okay.
which I've always liked that show, so interested to see Katie Thurston up there. Um, and yeah, I've just been watching more scripted shows, like I'm
Okay.
watching, stuff on Disney Plus and um things
Well,
like
you can
that,
still
but mainly
say,
just all the reality. Okay. I've been watching the Goosebumps show. I actually really like. I've
"Oh,
been
okay.
watching yeah, it's
That's so
cute and campy.
fun."
Like it's
I
like
went to a
feels like
couple of Goosebumps
nostalgic.
events
Oh,
this past month
cool.
because it was like a horror there was like a horror
Yeah.
film, like a
Yeah, yeah,
screening, and then there
yeah.
was like a haunted maze, and they chased us with a machete. It
That's
was cool.
so fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually
Halloween's
think
now
they're doing a
over.
good job. Never over. Oh, Celeste is watching Married at First Sight as well as I was gonna try Married at First Sight this season. The cast looked kind of interesting to me, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm also watching
But
Kardashians and Jersey Shore.
Kardashians, I didn't pick that back up. We're doing it on shared, but someone else is covering it, so I didn't have to keep up with it this season.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, then I've been watching like Gen V on Prime, which is a really good show.
Ooh.
Spinoff on The Boys. So I like, sci-fi type of stuff along with
Okay, I
my
love it.
reality.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here and helping
Thank
me
you for
with my
having
first
me.
StreamYard ever.
I know,
Um,
I'm so proud
I
of
can't wait
you.
to see how it looks. I'm gonna have to add a thumbnail, and I hope that I can keep
Yeah.
doing this more, which is so exciting because now it's
Yeah.
just live, it's easy.
Mm,
So everyone, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe down below. Also, go subscribe to Kayla's channel, All the Right Reasons, and check out her music by looking up Kayla Thompson on Spotify. Thank you so much for being here. Do
of
I just
course.
click end stream? Is that how I end it? And it just
Yeah,
will save to my page?
I think you just click, like, yeah, end recording, I think is the little but yeah, thank
Okay.
you so much for having me, Zach. I always love
Okay.
talking to you.
I'm gonna end the stream. Hopefully
Okay.
it'll save, and then I'll call you in a
It
second.
will. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Thanks for watching.